Today I'm going to answer a few questions that people have asked me during the last several years while I've been on YouTube. Uh, just just questions. Some are stupid questions, some are serious questions, and I guess some are just questions. Duh. Anyway, no one's going to interview me, so I'll interview myself today, baby. Here's the first question. Have you ever French kissed? And my answer to that is duh. Hasn't everybody? Uh, yes, I have, but I don't like to French kiss boys and girls if the girl hasn't brushed her teeth and she has bad breath, you know? I don't want to taste that. I don't want to swallow that. Now, if you're going to French kiss somebody, brush your teeth. Take a mint. However, if the woman's good looking, I can suffer through the French kiss, baby. Just as long as she's good looking, you know. She can brush her teeth later. I don't care. I'll suffer through it any time. Have you ever had a lap dance? No, I haven't had a lap dance. The only lap dance I've had is when my cat or my dog has been on my lap. And I have to admit, it was a nice, cute lap dance. Why in the world would I go into a strip club and pay some woman $50 to sit on my lap? Are you crazy? Why would I have her sit on my lap? Dance around for $50? Take a hike. I think guys that do that have got rocks in their head, you know? Stupid. What was the most impressive job you've ever held? Well, I've never held a job. I've had a job. I've worked at a job, but I don't think I've ever held one. But to answer the question, what is the most impressive job you've ever had? Well, I've had so many impressive jobs. I think probably the most impressive job, I guess, to the ordinary person out there would be that I was elected. Believe it or not, I swear to God, I was elected to the office of a constable. I worked as a deputy constable for several years. And anyway, I ran and in my precinct and won as one constable to be the constable of the precinct. And, you know, I served everything up, including bench warrants. And it was an impressive job. I guess it was an impressive title. It wasn't anyway. I had to be elected to that office and sworn in. Let's see. As far as the job that I made the most money at, I would have to say that it was when I used to sell pre-need funeral programs and cemetery property. I know that sounds like a stupid job. I mean, why would anybody want to go out and sell pre-need cemetery property or pre-need funeral programs? Just means that you do it pre-need instead of at need. When someone dies, that's at need, so you have to do it right now. When you buy something pre-need, it's planning ahead. It's pre-death. And that was probably the most I made more money doing that than any other job I've had in my life, I think. And it was sounds gruesome, I know, but it was something that everybody needs, and I was good at it. I started that job when I first got off my mission that I had, that I went on with my church, and it was fun. It was not, well, I don't know if it was fun, but I remember I broke the sales record at my company on New Year's Day. I figured everybody'd be home watching football games and things, and everyone would be off work. So I had a list of people that had pre-need cemetery property that had already purchased their cemetery property, and I had a list of these people, and I wanted to. The idea was to go out because they were already sold on the idea of buying things before they had to buy them. So I had this list of people, as did all the other salesmen, the people that had purchased their cemetery property. And so we would go out and try to sell them a pre-need burial program, which was a casket and the opening and closing of the grave, things like that, cement vault. And so anyway, I figured that everybody'd be home. I didn't have any appointments. I decided I'd go out that day and just hit people cold. Just go right to the door, no appointment, and just see if I could, you know, take 20 minutes to show them a new program. And anyway, that day, this was in like 1971, long time ago. 1971, that one day, just hitting people cold with no appointments, I sold 9 contracts, 9 deals, and I made over $1,000 that day, just that one day. That was in 1971. That was like, that was a lot of money in 71 for one day, and it was great. It was a great job. I remember my very first sale that I made. I was sitting around the kitchen table with a couple, with an older couple, a middle-aged couple. I was like, I don't know, 21, 22 at the time. And anyway, I showed them the program, and I asked them if they would be interested in getting it. They said yes, we'll take 2 of them. And so this is the first sale I ever made. So I was nervous, and I says, well, how much would you like to pay down? And most people pay, $10, $20 down or whatever. I think each contract at that time was like $611, and I think I got 15% or something. So that's what, $90 or something. So anyway, I says, how much would you like to put down? And I was expecting them to say, oh, we'll put $10 down on each of them or something. And the guy says, oh, we'll just pay cash for it. And I honestly, I got so nervous and so excited that I couldn't even see. I mean, I was filling out the contract. I mean, I was really nervous. I couldn't even see where I was supposed to sign different. I mean, I was completely nervous. And anyway, I got through it okay, of course. But I thought, and I went outside, and I walk into the car, and I thought, wow, I made $200 in 20 minutes. Beautiful. So anyway, that was a great job. I love that job. I had all the jokes, and people were thinking about it. When people were thinking about it, I would say, well, we have a great layaway program. We have a fantastic layaway program for Christmas. Or we'd be the last to let you down, or we have 100% guarantee. If you don't like your casket, you just come back and just come back and tell us about it. We'll refund your money or give you another one. People are dying to get there, you know. I mean, I had all the comebacks, and it was just it was a fun time. You know, believe it or not, people liked me, and I've always liked people. Well, not always. I can't say that because I can't stand Democrats, for instance. But anyway, that was the most prominent position was being a constable, and my job I probably enjoyed the most and made the most money at was selling cemetery property, baby, and caskets. Beautiful. Whatever. Let's see, what was your favorite girlfriend's name? Well, it's hard to say because I don't want to make any of them feel bad. But I would say Karen, Mary, Jane, LaRue, and Nellie. I would think that's probably the girlfriends I probably liked the most or had the best times with, if you know what I mean. Anyway, have you ever lived in another country? Yes, I lived in Australia for probably a total of, I don't know, 9 years probably. I lived in Melbourne, Adelaide, and Perth. Out of those areas, I liked and spent the most of my time in Melbourne, and I really liked Melbourne. I love the people in Melbourne. Or I love the people in Australia. First of all, it's really a kind of a laid back country. Everybody's your mate. Everybody's really friendly, and I enjoyed it. It was a nice experience to live there. I'm glad I live where I live, but that was a fun time in my life to live there and to do things there. Let's see, who is your favorite late night talk show host? I would have to say that my favorite late night talk show host would be David Letterman. Uh, I think he was great. He was great with people. He was great with kids. Had funny segments on his show like uh, animal tricks or kid science projects, just things like that. It was just fun. I really enjoyed it. David Letterman was classy. He was a classy, good-looking, debonair guy. Why he has chosen to grow that crazy long beard that he has. I mean, he looks like a buccaneer. You know, he looks like some bum out on the street that's lost his mind and lost his marbles, or he's, you know, wanting to play Santa Claus. I mean, he looks horrible. His excuse was, well, he had to shave every day for 25 years that he was on the show, whatever. So what? I have to shave every day too. I haven't shaved the last 2 days. But most guys, if they have a beard at all, have to shave. But that was his excuse that, you know, he didn't like shaving. And so he swore that when he retired, that he would shave. Well, he lived up to that, but he looks like an idiot. Okay, next question. What is your favorite comedy movie? Well, I have a few. I have several, but I come to mind. Would have to say Back to the Future, Trains, Planes, and Automobiles, and Uncle Buck. I think those probably are my favorite comedies, but I have lots of them. Next question: what is your favorite hobby or hobbies? My favorite hobby or hobbies is picking up wild women out on the streets. Uh, yeah, there's a big difference between a woman trying to pick up a guy or a guy trying to pick up a woman. All a woman has to do is say, "Hey, hey, you! Come here. And the guy will be there like that. A guy does that to a woman. Hey, woman, come here a minute. The woman will tell you to get lost. She'll run like hell, or she'll call the cops on you. I mean, there's a big difference between a woman and a man as far as dating or picking up someone. Anyway, what was the question? Oh, favorite hobbies. Well, my favorite hobby, I think, is probably photography, 3D, collecting 3D images like this. And I have probably 50,000 of them. Anyway, I collect old 3D images. I collect old stock certificates, old bank checks, old letterheads, old documents. Anyway, I enjoy those are hobbies that I enjoy. I haven't got into coin collecting or stamp collecting, anything like that yet. However, I'm going to start looking for coins that have errors on them. I found a $100 bill when I was in Melbourne that had an error on it. Something was wrong with the printing on a part of it, and I knew that it was worth money. But anyway, I didn't know how much because I hadn't really studied that, the coin field. But I think I went in and got, I think, $170 for it. It was $100 bill, and the guy couldn't, give me $170 fast enough. But it was probably worth, I don't know, $500. But I've been reading and looking at YouTube videos that there's a lot of money in coins or currency that have mint errors on them. And it's amazing. I mean, I've looked at coins and currency before that has something weird on it, and it might have a big line going down the dollar bill or something, and I just figured that anyway that it was somebody hadn't taken care of it or whatever, or coins that might have a letter that's kind of not, doesn't look right or whatever. And I just figured that, it was a mistake or whatever, but I didn't realize that those mistakes are worth big bucks. I mean, there's pennies out there that have an error on them that's worth, 20, $30,000 a piece. So I think I'm going to start getting rolls of coins at the bank and going through my little pennies and my little nickels and I'm going to have some mighty strong magnifiers to look at them, to look at the words on, the lettering on the coins to see if there's any errors and stuff. But I think that's going to be my new hobby, I think, and I think I'm going to like that. What's the most precious thing you have in your life? Well, I have a lot of things in my life, boys and girls. I have a lot of things that I like to look at and to live with, like Tiffany style lamps or oil paintings and things like that. Lots of collections of things, collectibles. But see, what is the most precious thing you have in your life? I really believe, well, I don't believe, I know, that the most precious thing I have in my life is knowing that God loves me. And knowing that Jesus Christ, God's Son, died on the cross for me and for you. That's the most precious thing that I have in my life. Now, getting back to the other question so I don't start crying. Have you ever had a pet, and what was it? Well, the first pet I had was a dog. Got a little dog puppy for my one of my Christmas presents when I was about, I don't know, 9 years old, I think, and it's a fox terrier, and I really loved that dog. And then also had three cats that I just love, and I've had about six birds, I think, parakeets. Sometimes when I do my videos, you can hear the parakeets chirping. But I love pets, and I can't stand people that hurt pets and abuse pets and neglect pets. I have no love and no patience for people that abuse animals. I don't have any love for people that kill animals. I have, I can't for the life of me understand why people get such a charge out of going out and killing a deer or killing a rabbit, or killing an innocent animal just so they can have a trophy to stuff and go to the not dermatologist, but the dermatologist. Yeah, go to the dermatologist. Anyway, to get it stuffed, my mind's gone. And get it stuffed and put on their wall as a trophy. You know, I just don't get it. Taxidermist. That's it. Taxidermist, not a dermatologist. Don't take don't take your dead animals to the dermatologist, boys and girls, because they're gonna think you're crazy. Take your animals to the taxidermist, baby. Anyway, why people think it's a real fun sport to go out and kill the snot out of animals for the fun of it, for the sport of it, is beyond me. If your family is starving and you have to kill an animal to eat, then that's one thing. But to go out and just do it for the fun of it, sickening. There's a channel on YouTube called the Dodo, Dodo, that has lots of videos about animals and people that rescue animals. And it amazes me the love that an animal has for a person that has rescued that animal, saved that animal. I mean, you can see it. You can see it on videos, the love and affection that an animal has for the person that saved them. I mean, even chickens have feelings and have affections for people. Whether it's a chicken, a duck, uh, a skunk, an owl, an eagle, a deer. I mean, it's amazing to me. Animals have feelings, and they hurt. When you hurt them, they hurt. All they want to do is live and eat and enjoy life. And you go get your flippin' rifle and go out and shoot the shit out of them for the fun of it. One of my best friends does that. I went over to his house for dinner a couple of nights ago, and he has a family room. He has all these animals, uh, including bears, mountain lions. I mean, you name it, and stuffed and mounted in his family room, and he's proud of it. He's such a great spiritual guy, and why he doesn't understand that what he is doing or thinks is fun is wrong. I don't get it. Anyway, back to some questions. Let's see. If you could relive your life, what would you do different? Well, if I could relive my life, I would be more careful who I married. The woman or the man that you date and you walk down the aisle with at your wedding is different than the woman or the man that you end up marrying. Not always, but you know, sometimes. If there's things that bug you and bother you about the person you're dating, you think, well, we get married, you know, that's not going to be a big deal. It is going to be a big deal. When you're dating and courting, the people are on their best behavior. They're on the best behavior. And if they can't behave properly when you're dating, they're not going to behave any better when they're married. Why? Because when you're married to them, they've got you, baby. They don't have to put on the show anymore. They've got you. They've nailed you. When I look down, it's because I have to look down because my camera is way up there and I don't want to do that. I mean, I know you want to look at my gorgeous eyes. But anyway, that's why I look down all the time. Because it's too hard to look up, that's why. Anyway, what would I do different? I would be more careful before I got married. If I had to live my life again, I think I would be a veterinarian. I would really like to be a veterinarian because I love animals. I absolutely love animals. I want to help animals. I would love to do that. Anyway, what's your favorite sitcom show? I would have to say that Seinfeld is my favorite sitcom show. What movie star would you have been happy to have married? I think well, there's not any guys that I can think of that I want, you know, to have the hots for, that I'd like to get married to, other than Don Knotts, you know, Barney Fife. But I think a woman movie star that I think is cute and beautiful, and I think would be fun to be married to would be uh, the per, the person that's was the woman in the show That Girl. It's an old series. It was on years and years ago called That Girl. Marlo Thomas, who is the daughter of Danny Thomas. Anyway, Marlo Thomas. Look at if you get a chance sometime, look at the show That Girl. I don't mean Madonna. Who's that girl? I don't mean that. I mean the show, the series, TV series called That Girl. The girl on that is I just think she's spunky, she's cute, fun. I would have loved to be married to somebody like that. What do you think of Madonna? You mean the singer Madonna? I've watched several episodes of Dave Letterman when he was interviewing Madonna, and in Madonna's early life, she was really a nice woman. She had, you know, kids, a couple of kids, and seems like she was responsible. She acted like a regular person. She was, you know, she was well mannered and dressed well and was cute and I was very impressed with her. But afterwards, years later, she was a slut. She dressed like a slut. She acted like a slut. Greed and fame went to her head. Yes, she had great songs. I loved her songs. You know, Material Girl and Like a Virgin and, uh, you know, Who's That Girl? And I mean, I love her singing, but fame has ruined her. Money's ruined her. And I feel sorry about that. What political party do you belong to? well, let's put it this way. I can't stand Democrats. I think Democrats are the scum. They didn't used to be, but now they are the scum of the earth. The Democratic Party leaders are scummy. You know, Maxine Diarrhea Waters, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer. What a bunch of scum. I mean, it's just unbelievable. Lying scum. Let's see, what advice would you give to young people? Run like hell. What advice would I give to the young people? As I mentioned earlier, make sure that before you marry somebody that it's the right person. Don't rush into marriage. Whatever you do, don't rush into marriage. And fall in love, don't fall in lust. I'm stuffed up. When I talk, I get stuffed up. What advice would I give to you? Pick a career that you would like. Pray about things. Have God in your life. Keep God in your life. Pray. Pray every day. Thank God for the things you do have, the blessings you do have. Ask Him to help you. Don't be lazy. Don't be rude to people. Love people the best you can. Love them. The people that love you, love them. Show people that you love them. There's a song that James Taylor sings called Shower the People with Love. I think it's called Shower the People, but he talks about shower the people with love. Show the ones that you love them. It's a beautiful song. Just be honest in your dealings. Be fair. Just love people. Anyway, there's I'm sure I'm missing a lot of things that I'd like to say or should say, but I'm hungry. I gotta go eat lunch. Anyway, I hope that everybody's doing good. Thank you for you people that support me. I appreciate your comments. I'm just an old guy trying to get along in the world. I hope that you're doing fine. I hope we can get through this thing together with the virus thing and everything that's going on in the world. But have faith and you'll be okay. Just have faith. Not in people, but in God. What do they say? Expect the worst, hope for what's the saying? Hope for the best, expect the worst. I don't know. Can't remember. I'm too tired, too hungry. Anyway, farewell, baby.